My name is Jenna Demakopoulos, and I'm currently a sophomore elementary education major. I'm from Long Island, New York, and I'm so excited to be a recruitment counselor in the fall. Going through recruitment was something that I never pictured doing and honestly never thought of doing throughout high school. I was someone who was an athlete my whole life and never pictured myself being a sorority girl. It wasn't until I arrived at Coastal and was stalking different sorority Instagrams. At this time, I was still on the fence of joining a sorority. It wasn't until one night my friend told me she was going through recruitment and I should just try it. So I got on my computer and I signed up. Going through recruitment was something that was very difficult to me. I did not know if it was my thing, and honestly, I wasn't going back to the organizations I wanted to. However, my recruitment counselors told me to stick with it and kept telling me everything happens for a reason. It was then bid day and opened my bid day envelope. I was unsure how to feel. I ran home and then I went back to the bid day celebration house. There I got introduced to so many girls. I then came back to my dorm and went back to my roommates who did not go through recruitment. I was telling them how I feel, and I didn't know if I wanted the organization that I was hoping for. And honestly, I wanted a job. This is a totally normal thing to feel, and you often might feel discouraged throughout the process. However, stick with it. You're going to meet so many people that are going to encourage you to go to so many events and do so many things, whether it's with your chapter, other chapters in the Penn community, and even IFC chapters. Things might be hard at first, but if you stay involved and have a positive attitude, it'll all work out.
Hey y'all, my name is Elizabeth Weissmeier and I will be a recruitment counselor for this upcoming fall recruitment. I'm a junior elementary education major and I'm originally from Long Island, New York, but I currently live in Pawleys Island, South Carolina. I am also the vice president of operations for the College Pan-Atlantic Council at CCU, which is basically the governing body of all the sororities on campus. Going through recruitment was something I decided to do as a sophomore because I came into CCU during COVID and wasn't sure if a virtual recruitment was my thing. I was already unsure of joining, and the whole virtual aspect really threw me off course. I decided after some incidents at the end of freshman year that I was going to go through recruitment in the fall. Recruitment is fun, but it is also overwhelming and frustrating. Throughout the rounds, you'll have to narrow your choices, but the chapters have to do it too. So it can hurt seeing some of the organizations you liked not asking you back. But you're going to end up where you belong. Every organization on campus has their own unique set of values like you do. Even though you may not see those organizations' values in yourself, they do, so trust the process. And obviously you did, because here you are now. So let's jump into a day in the life after joining a Greek organization. Now, each organization's day in the life will look different. It depends on the organization and yourself. On our campus, we have 6 organizations: Alpha Delta Pi, Alpha Psi Delta, Chi Omega, Gamma Pi Beta, Phi Sigma Sigma, and Sigma Kappa. So what happens next?
You have just opened your envelope with your recruitment group. The emotions from girls can be different, and that's okay. After this, you'll run home for the first time to your special organization. Here you will be welcomed home by so many girls who cherish the same values as you. Followed by this, your organization will have a bid day celebration. Each celebration might look different. Some might be in a house, others might be in a classroom. It is okay to feel overwhelmed, and trust me, I did. You arrive at that special place, and all the sisters are cheering, introducing themselves, and all dressed in that special bid day theme. Here's where you'll meet your new member class. These are the girls that received a bid with you and will go through the new member process. However, some of these girls will become your besties. During the celebration, you'll meet your new member educator. She'll help guide you through the process and be your go-to girl. You will also meet the executive council. These are girls that you could go to, and they can help you with anything out as well. When the celebrations are over, you will go back home to your dorms. You will get a ton of followers on Instagram and ads on Snapchat. The new member process has just begun, and your commitment is just getting started.
So you get home from bid day. You are probably going to be exhausted and head straight to bed. Now you're going to wake up and it's the day after bid day, and the day after bid day is going to be a day full of classes. That's right, you heard me, classes. What classes am I talking about? Academic classes, of course. You are here at Coastal First for your education. So that's always going to come first. You will wake up and go to class like any other day. Throughout the day, you may receive messages from your new member class, your exec board officers, and maybe even active sisters. Most organizations will hold a new member meeting within 24 to 72 hours after accepting your bid. This is where you will find out a lot about your unique new member process because each organization looks different. Typically, a new member process here at CCU lasts between 6 to 8 weeks. That starts with bid day and ends with initiation. That may seem like a long time from now, but in all honesty, it goes by quickly. This also starts the time commitment you will spend with this organization. Now, in general, we say that your first semester is like adding a 3-credit class to your schedule. Each organization will have different requirements, but you will learn that through the new member process.
During the philanthropy round of recruitment, you were told all about the finances in each chapter that you were welcome back to. I'd first like to say, being in a sorority can be expensive. Now, it is time to pay chapter dues. What does that mean? The first semester of dues as a new member is expensive. Each chapter dues are different, and the price covers different amounts for your specific chapter. The new member fees range anywhere from $500 to $800. These will include first-time things like getting a badge, paying to national headquarters, and anything else for your specific chapter. The price will decrease after your first semester. Each semester dues cover different things in each chapter, such as one chapter's dues might be more expensive, but they get free apparel and other stuff, while in other chapters the dues are less and you have to pay for that free apparel and other stuff. Chapter dues are a big part of what keeps the chapter going. Each chapter uses their money different for different things. Some of these might include sisterhood retreats, social events like formals, semis, chapter events, and even events with other chapters. A big question to remember during recruitment is, do you have the finances to pay for this? However, each chapter does offer a payment plan, and the finance girl will be there for you and happy to help you.
So, in the end, your day in the life as a new member will look much different than the day in the life as an active member because each organization has different requirements for those types of members. So, if you end up in one organization and your roommate ends up in another, your day-to-days are probably going to look very different. And once you're initiated, you'll officially be an active member of your organization. So you'll wake up, go to class, see your sisters, do homework, work a job, go to a club meeting, go to chapter, etc. Each day will look unique to you and your chapter. Most organizations will have a calendar of events for you to refer to when making plans and taking off of work for things that are mandatory. You will most likely even have access to a form of a new member calendar when going through the process. Jenna, what was your new member experience like?
During my new member experience, we had a new member education class once a week. And this, we learned all about my specific chapter and met so many sisters in that chapter. We also did sisterhood activities and had bonding moments. During this process, I also got my big, who is my bestie, met awesome friends in my chapter and other chapters, did school, and so much more. My chapter also had events that were mandatory. During this, you could always count on an older sister for a ride, or even ask someone in your new member class to go with you. Reach out to your sisters. They're in the same boat as you. It was encouraged to go to these events, but my chapter prioritized school first. Each chapter does prioritize school first, so always remember that. Also, always remember everyone's experience is so different, and that's what makes it so special. Elizabeth, what was yours like?
My new member experience was full of chapter events for the first couple of weeks that some were required and others that not so much, but it was so we felt welcomed into the chapter. We had a new member education class once a week, which is kind of like yours. We learned about our chapter and got to know things that we needed to know prior to initiation. I got my bag, attended a sisterhood retreat, and then went through initiation. And at the same time, I was doing all of my classes and having a part-time job. So I had to learn how to balance and juggle my life. And it was kind of overwhelming at first, but I got the hang of it quickly. In the beginning, I was also really shy and nervous to be in this big organization that's filled with amazing girls. And I felt like my personality then was a much more quiet version of who I actually am. I felt like a small fish in a big pond. So my experience then is so much different than from what it is now.
My experience now is so different. I wake up, go to lunch, with sisters, do homework, go to chapter events if anything is happening, and then hang out with sisters at night. So it's not really that different, but it's more or less chill. In my organization, we also have chapter once a week and different chapter events. Now, I currently serve on my chapter's executive council, so life can get stressful at times, just like it was during the new member process. However, it is important to remember to take a deep breath and go to your sisters. They are there for you. As you remember in the beginning, I was so stressed and did not feel like my chapter was home for me. Now, I feel like it is, and I feel like I can go to anyone in my chapter, as well as girls in other chapters, which is so amazing as being in the PAN community. If I had to give one piece of advice, I would have to say yes to everything, whether it's in the sorority or not. These are some of the best memories that you're going to make and reflect back on.
Yeah, I feel like now that being a part of my organization is honestly just a part of my life, a part of my schedule. I account for these things and plan my weeks and days wisely, thinking about when I'm going to have chapter. We always have chapter once a week. So knowing what days I have chapter, not to work on those days and not to schedule a class. I go to class, I hang out with my friends in my organization and not in my organization. Like I have friends outside of my Greek life. I go to work, I do my homework, study, eat, go to chapter and other chapter events, go to Greek life and campus events, do my other campus involvements, like being on the panel and a council. I sleep, and of course, I take time for myself. Don't lose who you are in the process and always remember to take time for yourself. Like, that's something everyone has to remember. You're not just a girl like another one in your chapter. You are yourself and you are unique. My biggest piece of advice probably is to be involved with your organization as much as you can. If you're not involved, it can lead to a negative experience for you. And I want you to have the best experience possible for yourself. Like, I was so busy during my new member experience. I felt like I wasn't taking time to just enjoy the experience. So you need to really kind of remember to do that because it's something you're never going to have again. Once you're initiated into an NPC sorority, you can't be initiated into another one. So I know it can be overwhelming, and it is, but it leads to so many good memories and so many good things.
Trust me, this is a hard time. You were just getting used to Coastal, and now you're joining an organization with over 100 girls in it. If you need anything during a new member process, please go to the girls in your organization. They're there for you and want to be there for you. You joined their chapter for a reason, and they wanted you. If times get stressful, Coastal also has services for you as well. These include math and writing tutoring, therapy, and even sitting in the library to do homework. You might also find a table full of sisters in the library as well. These sisters are there to help you and are even there to do your homework or just talk to. When times get stressful, take a deep breath and enjoy it. Enjoy the new member process. This is something that you are never going to do again. However, we are so excited to see you in the fall and so happy that you're going through recruitment.
Hopefully, we'll see you in the fall and enjoy your summer.